Kazakhstan has declared year 2019 the Year of the Youth, aiming to focus efforts to boost youth potential. President Nursultan Nazarbayev kick-started the youth support campaign today at a forum that brought together 500 participants from across Kazakhstan, including winners and contestants of the 100 New Faces of Kazakhstan project, Bolshak scholars, young scientists, businessmen, the military, athletes and gifted children. Famous singer Dimash Qudaybirgen, actress Khorolay Narbekova and chess player Jensaya Abdumalik were among the notable guests. The speakers of the forum were some of the most successful and esteemed people from a variety of fields like entrepreneur Rasul Abdullayev, start-upper Ivan Kripak, volunteer Aysulu Yerniyazova and agrarian Tamila Rozmetova. President Nazarbayev gave a motivational speech to the young audience.
Новое поколение казахстанцев, которые я вижу, через вас вижу, это самое большое достижение Казахстана, самый большой результат моего труда как главы государства.
The new generation of Kazakhstan, which I see in you, is the country's greatest achievement and the biggest highlight of my work as the head of the state. I'm very happy to meet you today and congratulate you on the start of the Year of the Youth in Kazakhstan. Competition is growing worldwide. For a country to thrive, it needs innovative and creative people, continuously developing science and education. I'm seeing this today. Kazakhstan's future depends on you, on your energy, knowledge and patriotism. I want all the young people to understand this.
От вас, от вашей энергии, знаний, патриотизма зависит будущее Казахстана. Я это говорю всей казахстанской молодежи.
Cargo transshipment volumes at the Kazakh Kurik port continues to increase. Last year, a record of 1.33 million tons of freights was processed at the port. The multimodal port facility links Kazakhstan with Caspian littoral countries. There are 2 rail and 2 road berths at the port.
Клиент один раз заплатил от двери к двери.
As part of the transportation service from Kurik port, clients have to pay only once to deliver small volumes of cargoes. Azerbaijan is a promising trans-Caspian transportation hub. Goods from Azerbaijan can be delivered to Turkey, Western Europe, the United Kingdom and the United States.
Сегодня уже грузы идут из Китая в Италию.
Freights are delivered from China to Italy and from Kazakhstan to Mersin. Freights from Kazakhstan include products such as grains of various varieties, such as wheat, lentils and peas.
Начиная от самого зерна, пшеницы, заканчивая чечевицей, горохом.
Goods from Kazakhstan are delivered by train to Khorgos and by trucks to port of Kurik. Afterwards, the freight crosses the Caspian Sea by ferry to reach Azerbaijan and reaches Turkey and Georgia by railroad.
Таких государств, которые не имеют прямой выход.
We should unite our efforts to cooperating using each other as ports and trade facilities so as to benefit the countries which do not have access to large international markets.
Соединить наши порты, соединить наши торговые точки.
This year, the cargoes from Kurik port will also be delivered to Iran and Turkmenistan. Generally, the export products from Kazakhstan as well as from East and Southeast Asia countries are delivered through the Khorgos and Kurik port to Azerbaijan, Turkey and Europe. The delivery takes only 12 to 15 days. The Baino-Aktau Highway plays an important role in supporting the development of Kazakhstan's transit potential. More than 30,000 tons of cargo is planned to be transported using the highway by 2020. The project is commissioned under the Nurlizho program. The main road connects west of Kazakhstan with other regions in the country, as well as with Russia and Uzbekistan. Previously, cars drove along these roads for 2 to 3 days, but now they can drive only for 1 day. Neighboring Atyrau, West Kazakhstan and Aktobe regions have access to good highway and the Caspian Sea. The Baino-Aktau Highway is part of the large Aktau-Baino-Atyrau Republican Highway project. 592 kilometers of the highway have been reconstructed.
Жол жақсарды, қазір енді
The condition of the highway just makes us happy. Previously, we reached Atrao and Beinu only in the evening. Now we arrive in 3 to 4 hours. The road is excellent and smooth. It became much better. The reconstruction of the highway led to traffic growth. Today, up to 10,000 cars are driven on the Aktau-Jatibai section every day. The route has also eased the process of domestic goods export and increased the transit products from China, Uzbekistan, and Kyrgyzstan. Kazakhstan presented its successful experience in digital transformation of agro-industrial complex in Germany. The presentation was made at the International Conference of Ministers of Agriculture, where representatives of 70 countries who are key players in the global agricultural market took part. At the meeting, Kazakhstan said its goal is to develop the agriculture industry to become a driving force of the economy. The country is actively introducing modern digital technologies. At the conference, the Kazakh Deputy Minister of Agriculture organized a number of bilateral meetings with colleagues from Germany, Georgia, and Ukraine.
Действительно являемся лидером на постсоветском пространстве по внедрению информационных систем в области сельского хозяйства.
In the post-Soviet period, we're a leader in the implementation of information systems in agriculture. The successful examples are programs used on the Koldau platform. The program is specially created for farmers. We also discuss with the Georgian Ministry of Agriculture on the export of Kazakh products and goods from other countries. A lot of fruitful discussions took place. We organized the most important meetings with the leadership of the Food and Agricultural Organization.
Плодотворных дискуссий. Но самые важные встречи мы провели, конечно же, с руководством Всемирной сельскохозяйственной продовольственной организации.
Kasachstan traditionell eine gute Partnerschaft und ich weiß, dass
We partner with Kazakhstan. We have been exchanging experts for many years. I believe that Kazakhstan has a great potential for further development of animal husbandry in food production. We had a successful meeting with my colleague from Kazakhstan and we exchanged our views and plans. We agreed on in-depth cooperation. Then we will meet at a conference in Paris.
Heute in Berlin war sehr erfolgreich.
Kazakh enterprises enhanced their environmental responsibility. For the first time, 20 Kazakh enterprises entered the top 150 of green company rankings. The study was conducted to evaluate the environmental and energy efficiency of the largest Kazakh and Russian companies. The ranking evaluated about 6,000 enterprises, including more than 200 Kazakh companies. According to the study, 10% of Kazakh enterprises can be considered as environmental and energy efficiency leaders in Kazakhstan. Meanwhile, companies involved in machine building and energy sectors dominate the industrial breakdown. Experts viewed that majority of the leading companies have advantages such as transparency of non-financial reporting.
Мы производим оценку, как уже было сказано, по нескольким критериям. Это критерии все не финансовые.
We evaluate companies against several non-financial criteria, such as the environmental efficiency and environmental pressure coefficient. The environmental efficiency demonstrates how much energy is spent on the production, while environmental pressure shows how much emission is produced per unit of work done. We also look at the company's performance, transparency, and the ecosystem efficiency.
И смотрим взаимоотношения с природным окружением, экосистемную эффективность.
Experts emphasize the importance of the green rankings of enterprises in determining a country's competitiveness. The energy and environmental efficiency scores will also contribute to improvement of the environmental situation and promotion of industrialization processes in Kazakhstan. Tashkent will host the Central Asian Climate Change Conference on April 3rd to 4th. The event will bring together over 200 participants from leading national, regional, and international organizations. The conference aims to promote climate change mitigation in Central Asia. The final document will outline recommendations on adaptation to climate change and strengthening regional cooperation. The volume of investments in Kyrgyzstan totaled 150 billion soms, or more than $2 billion in 2018. The value increased by 3.3% compared with the previous year. The volume of domestic investments grew by 24%, while foreign investments decreased by almost 28%. The main share of investments was allocated to the construction of facilities in the extraction and processing industries, as well as to provide electricity and housing utilities. The Asian Development Bank approved technical assistance grant worth $4.5 million to support an increase in regional power trade within the Central Asian power system. The potential accession of Turkmenistan to the CAPS and the system's further expansion to Afghanistan will be explored as part of the project. Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan are discussing the introduction of the Great Silk Road visa. Diplomatic negotiations between the two countries started in 2018. The visa is the Central Asian equivalent of Shenzhen visa. Other countries in the region are also interested in the project. Tajikistan particularly is ready to join the new association in case of successful completion of the negotiations. An electronic queue to kindergartens has justified its purpose. A year ago, Kyrgyz authorities began to use a new system which allows admitting children to preschool institutions. Without leaving home, parents could register their child online. As a result, 13,000 preschool children have been registered to kindergartens by using the electronic system. The uniqueness of the system is that the kindergarten director does not know who exactly applied. For example, the second registration opening will not be accepted until the first opening, with 10 people waiting in line, is accepted. There is no way to bypass the queuing system because every parent is on the wait list. At the first stages of introducing the electronic queue, specialists from the Kyrgyz Ministry of Education explained to parents that the admission time of a child to a particular kindergarten might last from 1 month to several months, everything dependent on the timing of the preschool institution's registration. It has become easy on me. There is no pressure. Everything is based on the queue system. Children are admitted if there are free places. We indicate on the website how many kids we can admit. The successful experience of Bishkek and Osh in introducing electronic queues to kindergartens will be applied throughout the country. Youth in Pavlodar region plans to hold over 500 exciting events this year in conjunction with the Year of Youth announced by Kazakh President Nursultan Nazarbayev. The events will include tours, concerts, competitions, and festivals. The young organizers discussed their ideas and projects at the Center for Youth Initiatives in Pavlodar. The center brings together hundreds of non-governmental youth organizations that represent various sectors. The youth of Pavlodar region have important initiatives and interesting proposals. They represent 32% of the entire region's population. We plan to organize important events in the Year of Youth to celebrate our younger generation. A youth expedition travel to the Great Steppe will be held in the region, and the Rouhani.Chem Youth Summer Camp will be launched in 2019. Other events include Volunteer.Kazakh is due 2019 forums, as well as sports, tourist, creative, and educational projects. Young vocalists from Pavlodar are also planning to organize tours in the Year of Youth. In 2018, the musicians won the grand prize at the Christmas Stars International event in Moscow. The event was attended by over 2,500 contestants from 60 countries. We presented an excellent performance. We rehearsed a lot to perform well during the tour. We consistently seek to participate in various contests to demonstrate our skills. We work hard to give good performances and make people happy with our music. The regional activists initiated a new draft law on the state youth policy in the 1990s. Young people are willing to put forward new important social projects in the Year of Youth as well. Kazakhstan pays a lot of attention to preservation of monumental art. Mosaics, bas-reliefs, frescoes, and stained glass windows were widespread during the Soviet period. For example, mosaic images in Petropavlovsk have joined the map of Kazakhstan's monumental art. American Dennis Keene is involved in the map's development. The list includes the most significant facilities. Citizens care about their future life. Why is this interesting? People's lives happen here. They grow up with this background. It is necessary to preserve everything. I think this is our history and we no longer have it. Moreover, it brings goodness. May there always be sunshine, blue skies, and mother. Karagandhi also used to start trends in this type of art. Perhaps the most interesting and large mural of a mining center is a large cosmonaut at the intersection of the Nurken, Abdirov, and Gogol streets. Masters of Karagandhi used to pay a lot of attention to the topic of space. The basis was mining and science. Colored opaque glass, smalt, served as a material for these mosaics. They were produced using special technologies.
Это необходимо сохранять не только потому, что это...
It is important not only for its beauty and stages of development of the All Union, but it is also important for the world's monumental art and for the city's history.
Но это еще потому, что это история нашего города.
Global artworks continue to be created in Kazakhstan, including murals on panel houses of Astana or the famous Almaty Squirrel. Experts say that most importantly, it is significant to preserve art facilities because they are part of the country's history. The Astana Opera Ballet Company returned to Astana after completing its European tour. The artists performed 18 performances in Italy and Spain. Ballets such as The Nutcracker and Swan Lake gained much attention of the public. During 1 month, the performance was attended by about 22,000 viewers. The tour began with the Abai Opera by Ahmed Jubanov and Latif Hamidi.
Очень хорошо нас принимали, и что самое приятное, что все билеты были заранее куплены.
The European audience received us well. It is delightful that the tickets were sold out in advance. It was not easy for us because we toured with two difficult performances, The Nutcracker and The Swan Lake. Despite the difficulties, the warm welcome encouraged us.
Прием такой какой-то теплый, вдохновлял.
Қазақ өнерін тек қана өзіміздің домбырамызбен, күресімізбен ғана
Kazakhstan is known not only for the dombra and boxing. Ballet and opera are also contributing to Kazakhstan's promotion. Kazakh artists performed at the largest stages of Europe, America, and China. We are glorifying Kazakhstan and becoming more popular in the world.
Европа елін, және де одан арман Америка болсын, Қытай болсын, басқа да мемлекеттердің бәрін өзіміздің өнеріміздің тәнті қылып бағындырамыз.
For the first time, Astana hosted an exhibition of unique graphic works of legends such as Salvador Dali, Pablo Picasso, Marc Chagall, Albrecht Dürer, and Henri Matisse. The collection of the rare exhibition also includes works of Kazakh painters, particularly Abilkhan Kastiev, Shemirden Sariev, Leonid Leontiev, and Yerbolat Tolepbay. All of the rare artworks are owned by Yerbolat Tolepbay. He has collected the paintings for 25 years.
Коллекция жинау біздің халқымызда енді жаңа өнер айталық.
Collecting these works for our people is a new art. This is also a legacy that will be passed on to the younger generation. All the works presented here are works of great artists. Our goal was to bring them to Kazakhstan because they were created by the great artists.
Жеке қолына шыққан қолтаңбаның Қазақстанға келуі біз үшін мақсат болды.
Art connoisseurs admit that it is no coincidence that the exhibition titled The Old, the New, Great and Unique has received such a name. 45 paintings and 16 artists are separated not only by centuries, but also by continents. However, their integrity gives the audience an opportunity to join and relate to the high art.
Это название рождалось долго, старое и новое, потому что старое
It took quite some time to name the exhibition. It is old because of the 500-year-old art of Dürer. But it is also new since we're looking at it now in the 21st century. Therefore, art is not old, but constantly updated. I think that today, Kazakh art has a true celebration because we are visiting an amazing and absolutely unusual exhibition of all the rarities of the most famous and brilliant artists of Western Europe. Most importantly, they are exhibited here together with our local Kazakh artists who are founders of Kazakh paintings. Residents and visitors of the capital can be acquainted with the colossal art of the artists until March 1st at the National Museum of Kazakhstan.